Welcome back. We were anticipating those numbers yesterday, 8:30. They rolled out, and they're kind of what we thought. Let's bring in Mike Eppel. He's going to break down everything. StatsCan. Mike, okay. I'm just going to let you take it away. Hello. How are you?
Well, let's start with the price for gas, actually.
Oh, yes. Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
because
we talked about this in commercial break, that you were switching order of what you're talking about, and then I went whoop and went backwards. Yes, price for gas.
It's early. It's okay. No, look, the price for gas is either going to hit a record high or at least test the previous high. I've actually lost track, Melanie. I have to admit, I was checking the chart. This morning going, was $1.48? Is that the record now for the GTA that we're expected to hit at midnight tonight, according to the early bird forecast from NPRO? And I believe it is. Now, again, I'll do some deep-seated investigation today about that. Look, gas is expensive, and the price for oil is at its highest level since 2014 at $87 a barrel U.S. And a lot of the talk right now, Mel, is that oil is going to hit $100 per barrel in this uptrend. Whether that happens in the next few weeks or months, that remains to be seen. But, yeah, expensive to fill up the gas tank. And I seem to recall, wasn't the premier talking about cutting gas taxes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Election campaign coming up.
Very soon.
Of course, he said that they were going to do that years ago already, the first go-round. So
yeah, I know there's a lot on the plate, but yes, it was promised. It was promised.
Yes. Or was that contingent on the Trudeau government also cutting gas taxes? I can't, again.
Yeah, that's a good
some
point.
wiggle room there.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay, now let's go backwards a little bit. Cost of living, well, this all ties together anyway. We know it's expensive, and it's going to continue to trend that way.
In fact, the price for gas was the biggest contributor to the upward pressure for the cost of living in 2021, which reached 4.8%. Gas prices jumped 33% year over year. Food prices up 5%. Really? Just 5%? Shelter costs, home ownership, 9% increase. You just go across the board, Mel, and the cost of living is up. In the United States, it's 7%. Think about that for a second. It's not just a Canada thing, but what to do about it? Okay. Well, central banks are going to start raising interest rates, because if you raise borrowing costs, well, then consumers, they're going to have to look and say, I don't have as much money to spend. So you do dampen the amount of demand for goods. The problem, though, is that in the short term, you've got supply chain issues. You've got shortages at grocery stores now because of the trucking industries, whether it's the vaccine mandate or just drivers calling in sick or what have you. And that's the near-term ripple effect on prices. You've got the price for gas up. The talk yesterday, too, that the federal government doesn't need to spend so much money in the upcoming budget. They've already hit their fiscal guardrails, according to the parliamentary budget officers, so they don't have to put even more money into the economy if they choose not to. We will see in the spring budget whether or not the Trudeau government reverses or pulls back a little bit. Doubtful, but what have you. So there are levers that can be adjusted here by government, but unfortunately, longer term, it's going to take some time. Look, let's face it, your paycheck tomorrow, hate to tell you, it's going to see more deductions for Canada Pension Plan and UI, because that went up as well. So our paychecks are getting smaller. That's, again, saving longer term. I get that. But the government didn't necessarily, could have put that on hold for a little while, too. So there were maneuvers available here at various levels to keep or cool the cost of living, because it's just getting more expensive, and wage pressures are going to build with this as well.
Mike, I'm going to leave you with this, and it's not good news either. You kind of took a page out of the Alexander, the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. But
I did.
I love that book, yes. But you are going with the stock markets and a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad year.
So far. Okay, we're only a couple of weeks in. Hasn't it been the longest year ever already?
Yes.
that's kind of the kind of unfortunate joke that's kind of going around right now. But look, the NASDAQ is down. The tech stocks, which were all the rage last year, hitting records. They're down as collectively 9.4% already this year, almost a 10% drop. And again, this is the stock market adjusting to the expectations that interest rates are going up. It's that simple. And a lot of the companies that were, it's to some extent shades of not as bad, but almost back to the dot-com era, where you got a lot of companies that didn't make any money, and now they're actually seeing a reset. And that's what we're kind of dealing with in the near term. To start the year, how's that for a trifecta of
Thanks, Mike.
Tough.
Thanks.
I know, right?
I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, glorious
Thank
day.
you.
All right?
You too.
Okay, take care of yourself, Mike.